Titles, tags, and attributes. 3 absolutely essential parts of the Etsy SEO puzzle. In other words, how people find your stuff on Etsy and on Google. We will talk about that too. So today is another Etsy Basics video. Welcome if you're new here. My name is Jess Van Den. This is part of my Etsy Basics series to teach you all the basics you need to know to start and grow a successful Etsy shop. If you are not new, welcome back. Nice to see you, or not see you as the case may be, but you can see me, so great. Let's get on with it. Okay, so titles, tags, and attributes are not the only things that affect your ranking on Etsy. There's also description and your listing quality score and various other things. But let's just focus on those today because there's lots of do's and don'ts around your titles, tags, and attributes. Just to be clear about what those things are, your title is at the top of your listing. It is the title of your listing. The tags you put in down the bottom when you're filling in your listing description. You get 13 tags and you get a bunch of materials tags as well alongside that. And your attributes are when you are going through and filling out all of those little drop down menus saying, what's your product made of? Who's it for? What occasion is it for? All those sorts of things are your attributes. So how do we choose the keywords or the words and phrases that we use in these places? Okay, let's start with keyword research. There's a bunch of different ways you can do this. I'm going to give you a couple of ideas. The first one is type in the Etsy search bar. So go in the Etsy search bar, type in what you make, and you'll see there'll be some suggested searches that will come up. You might get some ideas from that. You might also want to click through to competitors' products and scroll down to the bottom of their listing and you'll see their tags there. So that is a way for you to kind of do a little bit of sneaky research and see what tags other people who are making similar stuff are using. You can use keyword research tools outside of the platform, such as Marmalade, eRank, Sales Samurai. I have a whole video on Sales Samurai. I'll put a link to that here. It's the one I generally use and recommend. Or Allura, also a good one that you can use. And these are tools that will help you to dig a little deeper into the behind the scenes of the Etsy algorithm and figure out which keywords are doing well, which ones are ranking well, which ones have high competition, all of that sort of stuff. So you can try to ferret out the keywords that a lot of people are looking for, but not a lot of people are using. And that is like the golden place to be. If you can find those keywords, you're going to be doing really, really well. Another place you can look for keywords is using the Google keyword research tool. So that is just looking at the keywords that are being used on Google in general, because when you are thinking about Etsy SEO, yes, you're focusing on trying to rank on the platform itself, but you also need to keep in mind that you're ranking on search engines outside of Etsy as also. So you want to keep, especially the Google rules in mind, since that's the main search engine that most people use. And we'll talk a little bit more about that as we go, but you can use their keyword tools as well to see what might be trending or what sort of suggestions they might have. Also look to your customers, read your reviews, look at the messages they've sent you. What sort of words are they using to describe your product? What sort of words are they using to talk about the experience of your product? There might be some keywords there for you, or why they're buying it. Like, are they buying it as a gift for their niece or a graduation present or whatever it might be? Those could all be potential keywords that you might want to throw in there to potentially capture searches for people who are looking for those particular things. And if you are just like completely stuck and you want a step-by-step brainstorming tool that will help you to work out your keywords, I've got just the thing. Download my free Etsy keyword research planner. It's a whole list of questions that will help you brainstorm keywords in all sorts of different categories, and then you can research those keywords and refine them down. So I've got a link to that in the description below, and I'll pop the link on screen as well, so you can go grab that free planner. Okay, so once you have done a bunch of research, you have a bunch of keywords in mind, you want to decide on like your primary keywords, the ones that you are trying to rank for the most. So these are the ones you're going to use like at the beginning of your title. They will be descriptive and describe what your product is about, because that's what the beginning of your title needs to do. And they will also be ones you use in your description and in your tags. Again, always think like a buyer. Put yourself in your buyer's shoes. What words would they use to search for your product? What words will resonate with them? Will they recognize? This is especially important if you sell something that's called something different in different places, or if there's different spellings or whatever. Etsy fixes that for you, by the way. Like, I make jewelry, which is spelled 2 different ways. It doesn't matter which way you write it, Etsy will rank you for it either way. So you don't have to like put 2 different spellings of jewelry in there to rank for both of them. If you put one, you'll rank for the other one as well. Definitely try for variety across your products. So if you make a lot of similar products, don't give them all the same titles and tags. Mix it up. Find different mixtures and types of tags to use for different products. That way you spread the net and you are more likely to, be found in a search by someone. And you want to think about long tail keywords as well. So like jewelry is a short tail keyword. It's a massive category, whereas oxidized sterling silver jewelry is a long tail keyword. There's a lot going on there and it's a more specific search. So the more different and varied keywords, accurate, relevant keywords, mind you, that you can find and apply across all your different products, the more likely it is that you're going to be found in search by someone. So don't just get stuck on using the same keywords over and over again. Okay, so when it comes to actually writing down your tags, you want to use all of the tags slots that you can, all 13 of them, and you want to fill them up. You'll notice they have a limit on characters. You can put 2 different words next to each other, even if it doesn't make sense that they're next to each other, to fill up that space, because the algorithm's smart enough to take those words separately and mix them around and put them with other words in your tags and your title and your description and elsewhere. So just use that space, fill it up as much as you can with keywords, okay? And you might get a tiny relevancy boost by having, a chalcedony necklace in one keyword in that particular order than having chalcedony and necklace in 2 different tags. But honestly, the AI is smart. It'll figure it out, right? So it's more important that you have the word chalcedony there, because if you don't, you can't show up in a search for it, right? So have as many words there. Use all the tags. Use the materials slots as well. I try to be a bit tricksy here and because there's like 13 of them as well. So all my stuff is made from sterling silver, but I like put sterling silver and then I put eco silver and then I put recycled silver. I'm basically using that space to get more keywords in there that I don't have to put in my other tag section on Etsy. So that's another trick to get more words in there also. Remember to use variations of words and synonyms. Now by variations, I don't mean like singular and plural. Again, the algorithm's smart enough to figure that out. If you write journal instead of journals, you're going to show up for searches for both. So you don't have to write both of them. But notebook would be a synonym for journal, right? So you want to put notebook and journal in there to hit multiple searches. Okay, so now I'm just going to quickly blabble through a couple of title rules, okay? The maximum length is 140 characters. You can only use the percentage, the ampersand, and the colon once in your title. You can't use various other ones like $sign and stuff. And for Google search, the title must not contain more than 3 words in capital letters. So stop writing all your Etsy titles in caps, people. Write them normally, like use normal grammar, capitals, small letters as a word, as a sentence, or each word might have a capital at the beginning, depending on, but don't write them all in caps. Google doesn't like that, which will affect your Google ranking. So use upper and lowercase in your titles. This comes directly from Etsy itself, by the way, so I would believe them. Okay, so don't neglect those attributes. Remember, they are extra tags. So the materials attributes, the information about events and stuff like that, go through and fill out all the attributes that possibly are relevant to your product, and you don't necessarily then have to put that in your tags as well, right? Because you've got it as an attribute. So, use that to fill up tag spaces basically without having to use the tags. Okay, so you also want to avoid repetition. I talked about this in a video a long time ago, but the amount of times I see people with titles that are like silver jewelry, eco jewelry, ring, wedding ring. Like, stop using the same word multiple times in your titles. You do not need to do that. You do not need to have every keyword separately in your title to make it work, okay? So you want to write your title not using repetition, using all different keywords, because again, the more keywords you can get in there, the more you'll rank for it. You don't need to put the same word more than once in your title. You don't need to put the same word more than once in your title, okay? Or in your tags. Don't waste the space in your tags on putting the same word over and over again either. Yes, put the same word in your title and your tags once each, but don't repeat them in both places because you're just wasting space you could be using for other tags. So this is called keyword stuffing, where you put the same word in multiple times. Google does not like this. It will get angry at you. So avoid keyword stuffing so that Google does not get angry at you, because you don't want that to happen. And finally, you want to keep an eye on things, all right? So you want to monitor your keywords. You might want to do some A/B split testing. So something you can do on Etsy, you can list the same product twice with different titles, tags, photos, everything. But of course, if you're split testing, then you don't change everything. You know, if you want to do a split test, A/B split test, you leave everything the same except one thing. So you might change the title. So they might have different titles, or you might change the tags. So they might have different tags, but don't change the titles, the tags, the photos, the description, because it confounds your variables and you don't know what is actually working. You don't know what the change, which one is doing better, why it's doing better. It might be the first photo, it might be the title, it might be the tags, it might be the description, right? Change one thing, you can list it twice. If you do that, I recommend, if you can, to list it in different categories in your shop. But I mean, a lot of you have products that like come in different colors, for example, right? So you might have a bowl that you make 5 different colors, list it 5 times and have the main color different on each listing. But you can also chuck some sneaky variations in there so that people can buy all the other colors in each listing as well. So you kind of getting the best of both worlds. You're filling your shop up. You can play around with different keywords, different titles for each one of those things, and see which one does better. See which one's getting more attention in search. See which one's ranking better. And the stats on Etsy are really good for this. Go in there, explore the stats for each individual listings, and you'll be able to see what keywords are bringing people to your listings. That's actually another great place to look for keywords as your shop starts to grow, is go into your listings, into your stats, and look at what people have put in to find your work. And you might be like, I haven't thought about that word, but hey, people are using that already to find what I make. Maybe I should put that in my title or in my tags. So that's another great way to find ideas for keywords. Remember to grab that free keyword research download. Link is in the description. Give me a like if you enjoyed this one. And if you want to see future Etsy basics or my past or my future Etsy basics videos, then make sure to subscribe so you don't miss the new ones. And you can find me again in future to go and see the old ones. And I will leave the playlist here of the Etsy basics videos for you, so you can go check out the ones that I've already done, and I have a ton more coming. So thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next video. Bye for now.